I was really interested in Goizueta because it was a consortium for graduate study and management school. The consortium is an alliance of top business schools and corporations united to advance diversity in higher education and in corporate leadership. And so Goizueta was my #1 choice of school to attend. I loved the small community. I really wanted to be somewhere where I would know faculty, staff, the other students well. I was a psychology major, undergrad, so I'd never taken any business courses, so I wanted to be somewhere where I could get help if needed. And the discussion at the time on campus was very much about leadership and leaving a legacy. It was something that we were talking about, I think, before a lot of other business schools were talking about it. And yeah, coming here changed my life. The school had the values of the community and diversity, and it was communicated a lot in the marketing materials, in what we heard when we came to visit as prospective students. And they did make a very tangible commitment to diversity by being a partner with the consortium. It's requires a significant investment from schools to be a partner of that organization in terms of the financial commitment for scholarships. And so I feel like that was a signal that they wanted that diversity. But I don't think once the diversity was here, there was thought about how those students get acclimated to campus, how do those students get supported. And there's always a threat when there's an increase in diversity and people don't necessarily understand why or understand what the benefit or value out of that diversity is. Yeah, I think it was very much positioned as this inclusive community where everyone was welcomed and supported, and no, definitely at times I did not feel like that. So the balance sheet was an underground newspaper that was written by anonymous authors. People, said, they kind of crack jokes on people, but it's lighthearted and fun. To summarize the article, it basically was alluding to Goizueta's efforts to increase diversity and basically using us as examples of how diversity had failed. And like we were affirmative action mistakes. Students who, to me, were very cowardly, right? Like who used this vehicle to write about people they didn't like for whatever reason. And a bunch of us met and we charged them with violating the conduct code. We charged them with violating Goizueta's community values. And we really wanted accountability from the students. It made students, faculty, and staff realize that this inclusive, tight-knit community we were kind of pretending to be and marketing wasn't the actual reality that was happening on campus. And so we all kind of had to, I think, critically look at the community we were creating, right? And then at the same time, we got a new dean, Larry Bembaniste. And so the first request was really that there was an urgent need for a staff member to lead diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. We needed a person who would be responsible for this. Because when that incident happened, it was kind of like, who do you go to? This is not really anyone's job. So that was the first request. And then I also by then I knew I was starting the Diverse Leadership Conference, and I asked him to make a financial commitment on behalf of the dean's office to support that conference, which he, agreed to do. And then that fall, he appointed Alicia Sierra as Director of Diversity and Community Initiatives. And so I got to work really closely with Alicia in my second year, serving on the diversity committee and working on kind of creating a new diversity plan for Goizueta. And I think just the appointment of someone in that role and kind of the commitment from this new dean that this is something that's serious, is coming from the top, that we need to take action on this, really said a lot and signaled kind of a very different experience at the school. I definitely appreciate the commitment that I'm seeing these days from Goizueta. It's a lot of the things that I wish were happening when I was a student. So it's rewarding to see the school taking these steps and knowing that students who are here now are having a very different experience.